Welcome back, everyone. Oh, for fuck's sake! I think I should leave that in.
I don't know. I really don't. I might just cut a bitch.
Everyone, we've had fucking hassle recording this bastard podcast today. I'm leaving it in. Fuck it. Everyone, welcome.
No. This had to be said.
Go, mate. Go.
This had to be said. Fuck this.
Oh.
Fuck all. Fuck Branton. Fuck Sky. Fuck whoever made this fucking headset.
Oh. It has not been the best of days. We are shite raw, shite internet. The only good thing, mate, Titanfall 2 was fucking amazing at the end. Amazing.
Why?
So, here I go, mate. Here I go. I'll introduce us. Welcome, everyone, back to another fucked up edition of Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. Well, today we've tried our best to record it and we'll not have any luck. As usual, leave us a like and a comment in the comment section. Let us know about what you thought of Monday Night Raw. Also, check us out on Facebook, where you can see any wrestling news me and Martin sharing, or anything regarding anything wrestling at all, like Botchamania. What proper YouTube channel you must subscribe to it. Okay? We'll help another friend out as usual. As, of course, the show is brought by me, Will, and Martin, the glorious one.
You're not feeling very glorious today.
I mean, I don't blame you. After watching that shite last night.
Shit.
Oh. Basically, people,
What a mess.
we tried to record this quite early to get up early, and we had a shitstorm trying to do it, to the point I've changed router. Martin had to wait till 4 o'clock. And then we've got run into more problems, and it's just a fuck stain. Just like Monday Night Raw last night.
Aye, apart from 1.5 segments.
Yeah, it was...
Which has been generous.
That has been very generous. Basically, this isn't probably going to be like your normal... Like, we'll talk part by part through it. I think we're just going to just dissect this fucker and just go like that. Look, they 2 parts were good. You's fucked up. Big time.
Oh, they must know it. They've got
to know it. The show opened with a great segment, really funny, with Chris Jericho, Mick Foley, and Kevin Owens. Really funny. Like you were saying earlier on, Martin, Chris Jericho and Mick Foley, throughout all the years, have always been funny because they're friends. And
Aye.
Kevin Owens has just slipped in that part, and it's magic. You cannot recreate what they freaking do in a ring, like on the mic. They can sell you a show.
Like, between Owens mouthing off constantly, which is just the best thing about him. I mean, like, did you hear him the other night on Roadblock when he was shouting about how Roman doesn't have balls?
I heard him swear.
In a sleeper home.
I heard him swear.
Yep. You've got Jericho, who just superb comic timing, and Mick's just a master at what he does. He can do anything. He can be taken seriously. He can be hilarious. And you put the 3 of them together with a stupid gimmick in that fucking cage.
With a match that nobody wants to see.
Aye, but I mean, don't get me wrong. You could see it coming a mile away he was doing with that. But like the stuff with the bum bag. Sorry, America. Fanny pack. We have all that shit in it, and then Owens getting angry. Is that your teeth?
It was so funny.
Stuff like that, and then the New Day t-shirt. Why do you have a t-shirt and a fanny pack? What is this? Because he's trying to look for a key. And then he has a key that clearly isn't a key to anything belonging to a grown-up. It looked like a kid's toy.
I genuinely thought it was really funny. No matter what they 3 done, it could have been so stupid, I still laughed. Which is, considering the rest of fucking Raw, which was a train wreck, the match we're talking about nobody really wants to see. You've seen it a mile away. Rematch with Roman Reigns for the Universal title with Chris Jericho now in that shark cage. We know it worked in NXT. They've done brilliant spots with it.
They're pushing their luck.
But like I said earlier on, Martin, in the original recording, I was reading stuff on Twitter. Now it's came out, there's been more on this. If I can find it, mate, I'll link you to it. People are leaving house shows when it's their match, which I think, don't get me wrong, I've left the shows, like, maybe at the final match a wee bit early, purely because of the hydro. It is a bastard to get out of.
Oh, it's a horrible to get out of if you're disabled.
And when it was in Braehead, I stayed to the end because I parked in Escape. I was smart enough to park there. I was not parking in the centre, and it's a 2-minute walk. And you get in, you know yourself, I live 2 minutes from there, so it was a quick drive home. I think it is, if you're leaving because they two are wrestling, is disrespectful. If you're leaving because you have to get up the road because of traffic and that, I totally get it. But don't walk out on the match if it's just purely the two wrestlers. One wrestler you don't want to see, and another one people are complaining about being a champion. They're never fucking happy. They're never happy. They wanted a brand split, now they're not happy.
Nobody knows how good they've got it.
Oh my fucking...
Nobody knows how good they've got it.
It's millennials, mate. It's fucking millennials. They don't get it. They really genuinely don't get it.
I think part of the problem is WWE themselves don't get it. Nobody wants to see Roman. Nobody.
Keep him in the mid-card,
there's no way of sugarcoating it.
They've done it with Dean Ambrose.
Aye, but they're not.
They've done it with Dean Ambrose. Yep. It worked perfect for him and Kevin Owens. Two of them became champions. Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns got shot right up everybody's arse as John Cena too. Okay, you've got the reactions which John Cena can get, but is he as charismatic as John Cena? No.
Hell no.
Is he a better wrestler than John Cena?
Hell no.
No. And this year is I do not care what that fucking magazine said. AJ Styles, Nakamura and John Cena were the top three. Roman was well done that order. Well done that order. But we know that's coming in the Royal Rumble. So we started off really strong. Then what we got was a shite match, which the face basically became a heel. Everybody's still cheering him, but the heel, I don't get it. With Cass and Rusev, I just don't get it.
We addressed this at Roadblock. Why am I being told to cheer for a homewrecker and his big mate against a guy who loves his wife and wants to defend her honour and his marriage? Why am I supposed to hate this?
I mean,
why? I'll tell you why. Because he's no a Yank.
Like I said before, people that could do heelish things were still over as fuck his faces. Austin, DX, The Rock.
I know. Everybody who was of note at some point.
But
even Edge.
Exactly, yeah, even Edge, I forgot all about him. But when you take the two guys who are selling no bad merch for what it looks like, and they are faces, it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense.
The only possible good thing coming from this is that it seems to be a trial run of sorts for Enzo as a manager and Cass as the wrestler, because they're pretty much out the tag team division right now while this Rusev thing's going on.
Yep.
And I think long term that's going to keep those two around if they can get that dynamic going, because we all know Enzo can run his mouth, get the crowd going. He's got some quality patter. For them to have longevity, that's the route they're going to need to go. But if they're going to be booked in angles like this, it's not going to work.
I think I have to see more of them. I'm no overly sold as Big Cass as a singles competitor. I'm not overly sold.
It's early though. I mean, this is like the first year that Strowman had, where he was in tag matches to cover his weaknesses, and then he broke out once he got confidence and got more practice in. But like I was saying with The Miz a few weeks ago, The Miz was really the first guy that we saw pay his dues on camera. Before him, everyone had worked in indies or other companies and, you know, paid their dues, made their way up, and when they reached WWE, they were close to or they were the finished article. These days, you're not getting that. Guys like Big E, Cass, Enzo, Strowman, even Bray Wyatt, they're getting like a 6 to 9 month run in NXT most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming up, and we're watching them become something, and it doesn't. This is even an excuse that boring carbon inanimate rod could use. It's not a fair way to assess any of them yet, because they're going to need those couple of years before we know where they are. And now, most of these guys that I've mentioned have been up there about 9 months, and they're still finding their feet. And this is just part of that. It's a long process.
We'll have to wait and see what he's like. The story is fucking awful. It's a Dolph Ziggler story all over again.
Aye.
It is all over again. Nobody wanted it. It is fucking awful.
I mean, the only way they're going to end... I mean, to end that last storyline that was awful, Lana broke kayfabe.
Lana's got to come out and say she's fucking pregnant or something. They've got to say...
This is what I was going to say. The only way to stop this thing, the only way to salvage her career, is going to be a pregnancy.
It's fucking shocking, mate. I don't like it. I think it's
very unpopular, and I'm surprised that they're dragging it out.
That's it, exactly. After 1 week here, but now this is like the third week or second.
I know,
week,
but
sorry.
even having the match at the pay-per-view,
they
should have just killed it there.
Bollocks. That was even a fucking match.
And last night it was a bollocks match as
well.
That was
worse than Roadblock. That was the thing. That
it
match
was, because they're non-endings.
They're shite.
Have Rusev batter the guy?
It's absolute pish. This is when the thing started to spiral out of control. Yes, we got great segments with Jericho and Kevin Owens, and like when the new tag team titles were all shown. I really like the red design. I really like it.
That's because they don't look like pennies. They look
really
like 5
lovely.
pences.
Really lovely.
They do look better than what they were.
So
I still don't like that design.
I don't like the gladiator helmets, but I'm happy it's not that fucking copper on it.
I always the pennies.
I like that, the match. So the only thing I don't want now, I like the Universal title. I love red. I really like that title. But I don't want to see the main title become blue. Leave it black.
They should have made the underscore to the WW. Red for Raw and blue for SmackDown.
Yeah, they're changing the US title belt next year, and some of the for fuck's sake, Tony, some of the designs, with the concept designs, and one that's supposed to be this is what it's going to go for, is similar to the women's belt, but instead of the red or blue background, it's a USA flag.
I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if they did something similar to the UK Championship. You know how it's like the same shape as the world title, but it's got the sort of weird theme going on.
I'd be surprised.
To show it's from the UK.
I'd be surprised if they'd done that, but if they kept the design they've got, I really like that. The two titles I just don't want them to touch me is the world title and Intercontinental. Intercontinental's been the same design for fucking donkey's years. Leave it as it is. But there were the segments were okay. I mean, we had a great tag team match where once again New Day felt refreshing seeing them without their belts. They really did feel refreshing when they came out. And with Cesaro and Sheamus playing off each other again, fucking brilliant. Brilliant in-ring segment. Even with the club and the Shining Jobbers, it was fucking funny. But it was good.
Yes.
It was a good match. Tidy.
Yeah.
Cesaro again is fucking phenomenal. Tidy match. And this is when everything went to shit. Everything went to fucking shit with this fucking Raw. The Sasha Banks segment with Nia Jax was pointless.
What the fuck was that?
Pointless.
I mean, that's really the only question I've got. What the fuck was that? She comes out, she limps about, Charlotte heals it up by not coming out, and Sasha asks her, and then Nia comes out and viciously boots her crutch. What an evil heel.
I didn't like it, mate. I don't like see when a face comes out and does all that, or I want to congratulate. Fuck off. No, if you're...
It should be the heel doing that.
Then turn on you or something. It's always...
or at least get the last word in before moving on to the next opponent, who should interrupt. You know?
Yeah.
In this case it would have been Bayley. Because Sasha's hobbling around and then Bayley comes out for the save. It's just obvious stuff.
Instead
we get
such
Nia
a
come
bad
out.
segment. So bad.
Aye, and Like, we know fine well that the women's division is only going to have one feud at a time because WWE are stupid when it comes to this stuff. So I don't know what they're playing.
Well, there you can see Dana Brooks well out the fucking picture.
I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised at that either. It's no fault of her own. It's just the way things have went. Emma, who's still teasing her fucking return.
It's just a running joke at this point,
It's
isn't
a
it?
running joke. Nobody cares now.
And yet, the thing about this joke is nobody's laughing.
No, well, that's it. Did she deserve another a third repackage? No, I liked her as the evil Emma. I thought that was quite a cool concept. I really
And we
like
need
it.
heels.
Yeah.
We need heels that can work more specifically.
I mean, even if you changed Dana Brooke's face and left Emma as a heel, it would work. I have no idea what the fuck they're thinking just now. Things just went fucking worse because you had that CWC match. The Good Rangers man against, I can't remember.
Again, like, if you're going by Cedric Alexander, who
Cedric
apparently
Alexander.
has Alicia Fox's boyfriend. Now, first of all, before we get into this, the way Noam Dar says "fucked" cracks me up.
It's brilliant
Secondly,
Scottish.
by WWE's logic, we should be cheering Noam because he's the home record, just like Enzo. Just saying. Nobody gives a shit.
Even watching that crowd, they just did not care about that.
I mean, if you're going to have the cruiserweights have storylines, have them have storylines from the start. You didn't do that. It didn't work. You you've gave one of them, or a pair of them, a storyline. The crowd aren't interested.
No, and what worse is...
No fault of the people involved.
No, and what worse, it transfers to the TV audience like ourselves that are not interested. We're not. The one I will take away where I was interested, I just wish he just didn't talk on the mic, was Neville.
That was his best promo though.
I think it's his only promo since he's been called up.
No, you might have a point there on, at least on Raw.
Yeah, it was. I like to see him as a heel. It looked good. It was what 205 needed, so maybe 205 now is looking in the correct direction, going down the line. So we just have to wait and see what they bring out now. But having Neville, like we said yesterday, was a fucking great move.
Aye.
The women's match of the night was sloppy as fuck. Charlotte, fair enough, you could put in it, maybe it's fatigue, I don't know. She just
I really couldn't tell you.
She looked awful. Absolute awful with Bailey. The roll
And it's not like Bailey can't hold up her end or carry a match either.
It's the only thing I can put it into is fatigue. That's the only thing I can put it into. Because the ending was so sloppy. Very sloppy. Again, no, at least now we have a different feud. I'm happy with that. We know it's Bailey. Bailey deserves it. It was just things to come. Then we have a match. This is not in any order, by the way. This is just how we're feeling. It was so bad, and one guy saves it. And I was finding it so funny because going back to when the belts were getting shown, a ref comes in to get Mick. You've got to come and get this. Braun Strowman.
It's an emergency.
Throwing shit about, going off his nut. Brilliant.
He really kicked fuck out those tables. Those poor plastic chairs.
It was so funny. And where we're going with this, I think was the funniest segment to the point I just could not stop laughing. As much as people might not like it and say, well, you've moaned about everything else, this was a clusterfuck, but it was funny. And see that way, it's opened your eyes a bit. Sin Cara and Titus O'Neil will just don't even care. Braun Strowman
They were thrown out there to get mauled, and I love it.
Braun Strowman
because they deserved it.
Oh, even Sin Cara botched his throw. How the fuck can you botch a throw in mid? He fucking did.
He botched gravity. He botched gravity.
How the fuck? This was the Braun Strowman's fault. This was his fault. He botched it. It was so funny.
Obvious.
And then he gets put through all the Christmas presents and carrot at the end. Oh, it was so funny. It was amazing. The there's just so many things, mate. It was just so bad. I'm just trying to remember if there was anything else, or did it just drag on and maybe we were missing things. But
Does it matter if we are? We're probably saving people from suffering.
If I remember, mate, I think the matches had adverts in them. They actually dragged the matches quite
Most
long.
of them did, aye. Instead of some of the segments needing them in them. Jesus Christ.
It was really
By
bad.
the way,
on you go.
We did miss something retarded.
Mm-hmm.
See this sensitivity training shite?
Oh, fuck,
that they did
yeah.
Enzo?
Yeah.
What the hell was it? I mean, I was hoping, right, when they came up with the idea, I thought, all right, they'll have a wee pre-recorded bit next week, and it'll maybe be reminiscent of the Kane Daniel Bryan anger management. This could be really funny, having Enzo out there in the world, being Enzo, and getting like really uncomfortable looks and awkward silences for being Enzo. Instead, they have it happen 10 minutes after he gets handed the letter, and it features Bob Backlund, Darren Young, Bo Dallas, what's his face? I don't want to say that Indian, but that Indian. Why have I forgot his name?
I forgot his name, I know. I forgot his name.
That Indian.
I forgot his name.
And some shite actress being the Doctor. And it was just
cringe-worthy.
awful,
Cringe.
uncomfortable, not even in a fun way, it was just plain shite. And then, in the middle of it, they had adverts, and when the adverts came back, there was Marriott!
It was...
And it was worse!
It wasn't a great segment at all.
It was fucking garbage. Don't say it's no great. No great would be something that tried to really hard to get somewhere and failed. No, this was bollocks.
When you think the last 2 weeks leading up to that pay-per-view, Raw was really good with a lot of good wrestling and minimal segments. And then they switched it back to what was wrong.
Pish.
It was pish.
Utter pish.
The saving grace probably was the tag team match between Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho, which was a solid match.
You notice Rollins is getting a little bit of booze here and there because he's helping Reigns.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Saying. It was going to happen, dude.
No surprise.
It's no surprise. Nobody wants to see a Shield reunion. Nobody wants it just now.
No, if there's going to be a Shield reunion, they want to see the three of them.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
The match was solid, really good for Kevin Owens, really good for Seth Rollins. Jericho has been epic.
There's no excuse for a match with these people in it to be bad.
No, it was even Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, I'd even put and say, like, he had a good match last night. There was nothing I could pick.
He had a lot to make up for Roadblock.
There was nothing I could pick for this and go, that was bad. It was actually a really good match to watch. The ending saved parts of Raw, I would say. With Braun Strowman. It did not make up for 3 hours of shite. But having Braun Strowman come out at the end of Raw and basically annihilate Seth Rollins, and
that was a great night for Braun, and it was the high point of the whole show was putting him over as this.
He's a monster heel,
crazy mad bastard.
It was, and the thing, just none of the crowd ate it up. Not that it was like,
well, I can't really blame them. To be honest with you, like there was nothing for them to enjoy.
No,
I mean, you need to remember, Braun's a heel. I'm not meant to be happy that he's killing people. And when you're presented with Titus O'Neil versus Sin Cara, what are you supposed to respond with? Other than going home?
They reverted back to what was wrong. Hopefully
they did a Glasgow.
Yeah, it was so bad. Too many segments.
Last night was about establishing things for the Rumble. They've got 6 weeks. They have to start hinting at what's going on. They did that for one segment with the title match and the cage thing. The rest of it was just filler.
And it was bad.
It was bad filler.
Apart for the two tag matches.
We're none the wiser as to...
2 tag matches was the only
we're none the wiser as to what's going to happen. Like, they're not even threatening to set up any potential feud. the thing that was always great about the Rumble was that feuds played into it.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't matter where they were in the card, they all played a part of the Rumble, they all felt important because they were in the main event. All of them. The past 2-3 years, that hasn't happened.
The only one
because they've just done, like, whoever their number one contender's going to be, which was usually Roman.
The only one I remember, mate's the Daniel Bryan one, where it carried over from him being in the Wyatts to him and Wyatt having a fucking phenomenal match.
They fucked themselves though. If they didn't make that the opening match, no one would have expected him to be in the Rumble.
No,
and it did into the Rumble. Because instead, you got Rey Mysterio, of all people, getting booed.
That's a... No, that was a year before. Sorry, no, mate, you're right. It was 3 years. That was a year before. That was the year before, because that was the one CM Punk left. That was that one. The one I'm thinking of. 3 years ago. You were right. Sorry, 3 years. You're right. Nothing's carried on from December going into the Rumble. Nothing. The only thing we know it's carrying over from Survivor Series is Brock Lesnar and Bill Goldberg. That is it.
Aye, and that is going to be on not next week's show, but the one after, I believe.
Yeah.
The 2nd of January they're advertised for, or at least Goldberg's advertised for.
It's not even that. See, you usually see the Christmas episodes.
Aye, it's got Christmas gimmick things.
They're usually quite funny.
Aye, because they're not part of whatever kind of continuity they've got going on. They're there for fun, for all the families to enjoy. They've done that for the past 5 or so years, and they had the stage set up for it, and they just...
I mean, don't get me wrong, I like a change, to see if the heels were going to run the show, but it was done so wrong. Completely wrong. And that's where they don't get a pass from me at all. I mean, I'm going to sit, and anybody can argue this point. It's like, find me 5 good things about last night. I can find 3.
We found 2.
No, with 2
3 if you count the main event.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you count the 2 tag matches...
The opening, Strowman, the main event. That's it.
Even putting the tag match, sorry mate, so 4, right, we've done 4. Right, find me an all.
No.
It can't.
Mick Foley did a jump.
But that's what I'm saying. It was... Usually you could go through a full Raw and remember so much and go, that was good, that was good, that was good. Usually the women's stuff's really good. The women's stuff was fucking brutal. Brutal to watch last night.
Raw overall was pretty brutal.
I hope
being generous.
I mean, I hope SmackDown... I don't see SmackDown doing anything like this. This will be a complete wrestling show tonight. The only thing we do know is AJ Styles is still no cleared yet. Am I right in saying?
I don't know. I've not heard either way.
I've not heard.
Doesn't matter though, because if he isn't cleared, it just makes people want to see him more.
Yeah, I mean it will be that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to SmackDown. I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do. Because you had a great wrestling pay-per-view on Roadblock. One match was a bit iffy, purely because Roman Reigns didn't sell. And then you get that fucking debacle that was Raw last night. I don't know what else to say about it, mate.
What can you say? They made a boss of it. The boss of it.
The only thing you can say is Braun Strowman saved Raw.
He was the best thing last night. He did everything right. He looks like a psycho. I would sincerely hope that come time for him to challenge for the world belt, he's not just chewed up and spat out Mark Henry style for a month. I hope he gets a good go. Even if they don't give him the belt, that he at least gets a good run on top.
Yeah.
With whoever the champion is at that point. Because he deserves it. Because unlike all these other guys that we've seen, all these like big scary guys, and I say that very loosely because we're talking about the likes of Kali, Tensai. The last one who was good in that role was Humanga. And that was like 10 years ago, and he was good, but he's not as good as Braun Strowman is.
No.
He was a different kind of wrestler as well. But Braun can talk.
Yeah, aye.
And I know he doesn't
had
really have
out.
to say much,
Umaga
but
had
what
a
he does well.
Yeah. Yeah, he really does.
I hope he gets a good crack at things. I'm not asking for him to get the world belt. I'm just saying I hope that he gets a good run on top, like maybe throughout the summer against whoever the face champion is.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in the coming weeks, mate. Getting that US belt, I wouldn't mind it.
That would be great, and it would make him look like a threat as well. Because if you've got like what he did last night to Roman and Rollins, and then like Mick or somebody decides, right, well, you need to fight him for that US belt, and then they'll have a competitive match because, you know, Roman has to look strong. And Roman should come out on top, and then him and Sami can feud to that belt.
I'd be happy with that. I'd be really
That would be
happy
great,
with that.
and it would restore the US belt. Because then if Sami takes it off him at some point, you can then have Sami and Rusev, or Sami or whoever, and Sami is exactly the right kind of guy to have that mid-card belt just now.
I mean, the thing is...
Because we all know that Sami's going to go to the top.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with...
He's going to.
The thing with Braun, is he's doing great work, and see anybody that's been pushed to that main event, he's been consistent along with Kevin Owens and Jericho.
Well,
that's the thing.
Biggest compliment I can give Braun is that, given that this is the sort of trial run of him, is that at no point during this stuff he's been doing since he started killing the jobbers has he looked out of his depth.
No.
Everyone he's put in that ring with, he looks like he belongs there. He looks like he's been there for a little while and he's settled in his role.
Yeah.
And I think that 2017 could very well be his year.
Yeah. I hope so, mate. I really hope so. I see the appeal.
How long has it been since a great big man?
Oof.
Like, truly, I mean, we've had guys that are so talented enough, but they never got a chance. And I'm looking at, like, so Luke Harper here.
Yeah.
Now, Luke Harper's great. I'm a huge fan of his. But outside of that IC belt, what opportunities has he had? You know, he's always been the other guy who interferes for Bray, or he's had a few singles matches here and there. He's never had an opportunity to show properly what he can do outside the odd matches with the likes, again, of Sami.
Yeah.
But Braun is now getting this opportunity, and him and Harper together will be this generation's Taker and Kane at this rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two big guys who can actually work.
You know, mate, I totally see where you're coming from. Yeah, it's just a shite Raw. That's it. There's fucking...
I'm trying to focus on the things that are giving me hope, and the main thing that's giving me hope right now is Braun.
Yeah, that's it.
And he's had such a great couple of months between what he's doing in TV, and if you haven't listened to it, the Talking Shop podcast from Shanghai, he's their fourth guy on their quote-unquote panel. Genuinely funny man.
Very funny.
He really has such a dry sense of humour. And I don't know if the listeners know, but the same goes for the club. Anderson and Gallows are very
fucking
funny guys.
funny. I never realised how funny they two were.
They are fantastic. They're exactly the kind of guys you want in your locker room.
It was a brilliant podcast, and that's what took my shine to Braun Strowman.
Aye.
But
I cannot say enough good things about Braun, and he doesn't like boring Corbin. So
it's a win-win in your book. So we've got SmackDown.
Absolutely.
SmackDown tonight. Hopefully we come back tomorrow, mate. All happy. Talk about a great wrestling show. I'm
looking forward to SmackDown because it's SmackDown, and I really want to see where they're going to go with Ellsworth.
Yeah.
Really? That's a clever little story going on now.
It'll be a good
the
show.
Way they've worked things.
I've got a funny feeling it'll be a good show. I can't wait to watch it. So everybody, we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully SmackDown saves our souls this week. Because we started strong with a good wrestling pay-per-view. We've hit the roadblock, so to speak.
Aye, we overcame the roadblock and hit a brick wall called Raw.
So hopefully SmackDown kind of turns it around for the Christmas side of the wrestling, because usually they do good
Yes.
things. So hopefully SmackDown can pull it out, save it, and then we move on. So as usual, everyone, what did you think of Raw? Leave us a comment. Tell us what you thought. Also go to Facebook. Follow the Smacked Up Wrestling Facebook page as well. News, anything we post is always up there. And I'm trying my best, mate, not to fuck this up. So everybody, you have been listening to, once again, the best Scottish podcast.
Best British podcast.
Oh, we're going British now? We're going
Fuck
British?
you, England. I'm claiming it.
Right,
Who's going to fight me?
We're going to fight it. We're going to fight it. You've been listening to Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. I've been Will.
And I'm starting the Braun Strowman fan club.
And everybody...
Come and join.
Everybody, join it. Just go to Twitter right now. Follow us on Twitter. Join it.
We've got a bandwagon.
Join
Get on
it.
board.
We'll give it free posters. Join it. And balloons.
Probably.
Well, that's just we buy it. We can't be bothered. You might get fuck all.
There's a fair chance you
You
get
will.
fuck
There's a
all.
fair chance you'll get fuck all. Everybody, thanks for listening again. We'll catch you back tomorrow in another edition of Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. Thank you.
Cheerio.